Prepare for a little bit of a monologue. There's a bit to catch up on. Gentlemen, hello. Are we all ready?
Yes.
Excellent. Gentlemen, welcome. Over the past several months, or technically weeks in game time, you guys have teamed up with a small old ginger gnome named Angus to figure out what happened to the famed dragon hunter, or the Red Dragon, during his disappearance after the Dragon War 300 years ago. It was rumored that he went north and took all of his treasure with him, also claiming the dragon's treasure hoards for himself. After collecting Alder's daggers, completing his trials at his tomb, and venturing north, we've now made it here, the place you all believe to be his treasure vault. It's been a long journey filled with violence, monsters, your mama jokes, and a few laughs, but here you stand, just after defeating the forces of the mysterious V, once again saving Angus and Mazzy's brother Daviak. You used the lens you found in Alder's tomb, but much smoother and more polished than it was when you first found it, to open the door to the treasure. Placed it in a small into a slate slab with a hole in the middle facing the frozen waterfall. With a loud crack and crumble, the ice of the waterfall fell to the ground, like dozens of frozen blades crashing and shattering all around you. In its place, a stream of fresh, clear water flowed from the waterfall, which soon parted, parted from the middle, to reveal a doorway that sort of opened up behind. This door was as big as the waterfall itself, like 30 feet tall, 20 feet wide, engraved and carved with scale-like patterns all over. You could hear the chains rattling and the cogs and wheels turning as the great mechanism began to open this door. Inside was a large open corridor, similar size to the door. Sconces along the walls lit up on your arrival, and you could see that the corridor curved right and downwards like a spiral. You bravely decided to enter, bringing Daviak and Angus with you. And behind you, the door closed. You walked for what seemed like an hour, traveling down the spiral corridor that led further and further underground. Eventually, the corridor led to an open cavern, with a cobbled path led over a long bridge over a bottomless pit. In the dim light of the cavern, on the other side of the bridge, you could see this huge double door made of cast iron. To its left and right, stone statues of dragons reared on their hind legs, mouths open, claws ready to strike. Upon the door, cast into the metal, was an image you've all seen before in Alder's tomb. A humanoid warrior in full metal plate armor, cape flowing behind in the wind. He wields a dual-ended sword, 2 daggers upon his hip. Behind him, 2 dragons stand either side, looking in different directions. Not aggressive towards the warrior, but rather standing with him in his defense. In the middle of this image, between the 2 doors, locks linked together by metal. You noticed a lever to the side of the door, and Gylndan decided to use his mage hand to pull it. Hello. Oh, yes. There you go. Just take those. With a loud thud and a puff of dust from the doorway, you once again hear chains and cogs and mechanisms working from behind the doorway, and it begins to open. As it opens, light pours into the cavern from the doorway. Compared to the dim light your eyes have just adjusted to, you all go blind for a moment, placing hands in front of your eyes to protect you from the light. Some of you may think this is the end. Angus clutches Dokrumir's robes tight, fearing the worst. This could be the great fiery blast from within, or the shining light glistening off the mountains of gold. In fact, funnily enough, it's neither. As your eyes adjust, a gentle breeze flows in from the doorway. A relief from the dusty cavern. You remove your hands from your eyes and open them, and you see
what do your elf eyes see?
They're taking the opposite direction,
You see some of that. Trees and grasslands, and the warm embrace of sunlight that floods the cold, dark cavern. Immediately in front of you is a clearing of grass set before the tree line of a dense jungle. The jungle teems with life. Beautiful plants and flowers of all different colors of the rainbow, more vibrant and brilliant than you've ever seen. Within the jungle, you see all manner of wildlife, most of you have never seen before in your lifetimes, only maybe read about in some books. Butterfly-like creatures, glowing with wings and long tails. A small family of large cat-like creatures covered in scales and horns. Dozens of different spectacular animals and wildlife inhabit the forest. Looking up, it appears the door is on a stone wall, like a cliff face, that stretches for several miles around you and off into the distance. And you can see, like you're in a big sort of bowl. Above, the ceiling of ice covers the sanctuary, and you can see the sun beaming through. It seems most people were wrong about the frozen ocean in the north of Ambyr. What would you guys like to do?
Is it a little hole in a cliffside? So if we were to walk out, we just...
No, you are now like on the ground. You are on the ground of this place.
Anyone else get nice H3 vibes?
Yeah.
I stole some shit. Shut up.
Wow, this is quite an amazing discovery.
Yeah, let's move in.
You move in, kind of further into the forest, and you begin noticing all this like teeming wildlife behind you. A lot of it seems to stray away from you, and from behind you, the large door suddenly begins to close, and with a loud thud that echoes throughout the entire jungle, it closes. You walk into this sort of larger clearing in front of you, and that is when you hear it. A huge booming noise echoes through the land, shaking the ground, making animals and wildlife flee into the forest. You look north above the tree line and notice a figure loom over the horizon, coming straight towards you. The beast seems to have two huge wings that gracefully keep it in flight, a long neck and tail to keep it balanced. As it looms closer, you can see upon its head two long horns and smaller spikes trailing down its neck, back, and tail. The sun glistens off its dull red scales as it flies closer and closer to you. You notice Daviak pulls out a small dagger from his boot, and he's like fucking terrified. Angus is also like fucking absolutely terrified. The
Did we
beast,
say Daviak's weapons?
He dropped
hit it
them.
in his boot.
But yeah,
He did drop them, and he never picked them back up, so that's on him. Good luck. The beast
Ben's found
flies
out
closer.
how to nerf our abilities to get people on our side. Just take their weapons away.
Hey, you never picked them up. The beast flies closer and closer and is now overhead, blocking out the sun with its ginormous form, silhouetting it in shadow. It begins its descent and lands, kicking up air and leaves all around it. And there, standing in a clearing in front of you, is a large, like 25 feet large, red dragon.
Angus.
Angus faints.
Oh, no, he's on it.
or like feigns, like Doc happens him.
How do you communicate with the dragon? Can I bow to it?
You can indeed bow to it, yes.
Would you like me to roll with anything for that?
You don't need to roll anything to bow. You bow to the dragon, and it kind of looks down at you first. It's piercing yellow eyes, claws like swords, and teeth like blades. It looks at you first, Gylndan, noticing you bowing. Sort of looks in admiration, and then it looks left and right to everyone else, sort of like examining you all.
Boys, get on your knees. That's kneeling. No, just bow.
I'll bow.
it looks like we're bowing. We sort of look at Gylndan like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's follow.
Oramis is reluctantly going to be the last one to bow.
Fucking bow.
They all bowed, and he's kind of like...
From its nose, this great plume of smoke sort of erupts. Erupts out. It rears its head, opens its mouth, and lets out another huge roar echoing throughout the entire valley. And in the distance, you see these two other figures, much like the one that you see before you, except a little bit smaller, fly closer and closer and closer. These are smaller than the first, like I said, only standing around 15 feet tall compared to the middle one, which I said was around low 20s. The large dragon, as they land, looks to its left. It's another red dragon, like itself, the color much more vibrant and youthful than the elder one. Its long tail sort of wagging and waving around. It then looks right to a more slender ocean blue dragon, most likely female. Her form is more aerodynamic and scaled, a little bit smaller, but no less protective. The horns on her head are long and curved back along with her form. And they all look at you. Nyla, Dazra, meet our new guardians. And the three dragons in unison bow before you.
I don't think we signed up for this.
Guardians.
I'm sorry, my headphones unplugged.
What were their names?
The blue dragon's name was Nyla, Nyla, and the red dragon's name was Dazra. And you haven't asked the name of the middle elder one.
But
But he looks at you all.
they speak common, did we understand that?
They do appear to, yes. That's what this one spoke to you in.
Oh.
Um,
In that case, I'll say, sorry, I don't quite understand. New Guardians?
Is that not why you're here?
That's why we're here.
Audience.
No, that's not. We came here. It's a long story, actually. I don't really know where to start with.
I imagine it is. For anyone to complete the trials of Ulda, it must have been a long journey indeed.
It was a bit piss, actually, but no, I didn't say that. Yeah, do you have somewhere we could go and rest up, and we could discuss those sorts of things?
Of course. Nyla, Dazra, and they both turn, rearing their backs, like letting down their backs and their tails, sort of like gesturing you to get on.
Oh boy.
Like, oh, and by the way, my name is Albers. Albers Ah. And he bows at you once again. He says, I will meet you back at the castle. He lifts off with one great huge swoop and flies off into the distance. I'm assuming you guys get on.
Make Doc do an acrobatics check to get on, please. As the smallest.
Always done the heaviest with his armor.
Yeah.
Well, Ben, we're waiting.
I mean, you can.
Let's just get on.
You don't have to do.
We'll split
You
three
don't
and
have to do.
three.
Yeah, split 3 and 3. You guys.
Someone's got to carry Angus on.
Someone. Angus has like sort of come to now. He's like, hey, what? Oh, I can't believe I just did. Oh, Jesus! Like his head's still like pounding from like the 2 days of torture that he's just had. Don't forget about that. And yeah, he's still a little bit thing, but also seeing dragons, things that are meant to be dead, things he spent his entire life studying. It's probably a little bit thing. Anyway, so I'm assuming you guys get on their backs.
Yep. Who's going to say no to fighting the dragon?
So you get on their backs, and you take off. Again, great swoop of their wings like lifts you out into the air, and from here you can see like just the vastness of this land. It looks massive. it'd easily take you at least a day to walk from one end to the other. It is like huge. A forest encompasses most this like jungle forest kind of thing encompasses most of it, with these sort of like sort of small mountains and hills that reach around. The walls of the whole place sort of curve around, and as they do curve around, and as you fly around them on the back of Dazra and Nyla, you see this great grand castle set upon a great hill behind the place. You swoop down and land on one of the towers you see there. Nyla and Dazra sort of gesture you inside, and you in the hallway you meet Albus. Once again, except this time he's in a much different form. This time he is humanoid. You can still recognize his sort of face, but he is humanoid, standing about 10 feet tall, cloaked with this like black, sort of black and red cloak over him. He kind of looks like 10 feet tall, huge dragonborn, but still with wings. And he's there with like a walking stick and everything, and he kind of like quickly walks up to him. Yes, if you come this way, guardians, and he shows you down the hall. The castle is massive. It is a castle clearly built for dragons. Like each of the hallways are like 20, 30 feet wide. Like you pass some like massive halls of art and books and also and libraries and all sorts of things. And eventually he takes you to this large grand door. He says, "Through here you will find the guardian's quarters. Older created for you. He spared no expense. In your wardrobes you'll find clothes fitting, which, like in the name, will fit you perfectly. Please, dinner is at sundown. I must rest."
Before you go, Albus.
Pardon, sorry?
Before you go, Albus.
Yes.
Did Aldo discover this place? Did he have this castle made?
Yes. When?
Oh.
It is something we can discuss at dinner. I'm sure you have many questions, but yes, Alder built all of this around us. Well, Alder and the help of some dwarves. But yes, he built this place for us, built this sanctuary to allow us to hide from prying eyes, from the eyes of mankind down south. It is something we'll discuss more at dinner. Please, I must rest. And he kind of hobbles away. Nyla is still there with you, and she kind of gestures you to go have a look. She tells you where dinner is, just like down the hall to the left, whatever. It's at sundown. Come where you want, kind of thing. And you guys go up. You pass through the door, head up a set of stairs, and you enter this sort of great common room. Everything in there is like 10-star amazing. It's like these lush red cushioned sofas, this massive sort of fireplace in the middle of the room. Like desks and mirrors and bookshelves. There's even like a mini bar in there, like its own bar with these casks of old ales and wines and all sorts in there.
They're mini casks of ale and wine.
And as you walk in, you see these doors around the sort of edge of the room. And as you look at the doors, you notice, well, there's like loads of them, but obviously there's only 6 of you here now. And each one, as you walk in, suddenly has your name written upon the door. Above each door hang these sort of empty portraits, and suddenly appearing in the portraits are painted portraits of each of you, representing your rooms.
I reckon Oramis would like a statue.
Can I ask, does Daviak get one of these as well? Because he hasn't exactly done all the things that we have been.
That's a good point. That's a good
I
point,
mean-
Mazzy. Who's this? This
I
imposter.
mean, you never sort of explained that this guy was. You never sort of explained that this guy was bad. I mean, as far as the room and the magic and the dragons are concerned,
out here.
he is a guardian.
He's
Magic.
lucky.
He's
This man
just
bad.
I'd like to think he's just stood in front in one of the portraits and he's just looking at it and nothing's happening.
I kind of like to think that Mazzy and Daviak, just like the same portrait appears, just like exactly the same, no differences whatsoever.
No, the only difference is
I'm
that
so
they're
good.
like
I'm so much
one
better
is
than
like
all of
looking
you.
to
That
the
there's
left
two
and one is like
portraits of me.
looking to the right, so they're almost looking across
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah. As you enter the bedrooms, they are extremely nice as well. Like queen-size beds, these like loads of blankets and pillows and plushes and all this amazing stuff.
Budget cuts after all the other stuff.
Whichever the bigger one is, queen, king, whatever.
Super
What
king.
does it make in bed?
I mean, Doc doesn't really need a big
in the
bed, let's be
room.
honest.
In the room as well are like large sort of desks, and in the wardrobes you do find just one set of clothes. It is this sort of like, like a morph suit, like one full sort of set of clothes with this sort of like leaf-like pattern flowing over it, but it seems like glisten almost, in a sort of very magical, in a very very magical essence. There's definitely some kind of magical essence to this sort of clothing, like I've said. But yeah, that's pretty much everything.
I'm putting that straight on.
Oramis, you're putting that straight on. What would you like Oramis to be wearing? These are clothes of fitting. Whatever you think it'll turn into. It's a one-time
Really?
use thing, so like once you get in it, it changes. That's it. You have these new clothes now.
Right. Blue jeans, nice jacket. No, joking. Like the traditional, like really fancy, like robes of like royalty, like a red coat and like a white shirt and like
I
the.
literally think.
Nice.
I've never worn that in your life. We've got no idea what it looks like.
No, but Oramis knows what fancy people dress like, so he's just thinking like, yeah, I want that.
You've
As
seen him out
far
in the street when he's been picking their pockets and cutting their purses. Seen the
as
characters
far
roll
as far as it is concerned, then if you've like taken off your other clothes and putting them on, your dex is your AC is 8 plus your Constitution. So it's like 8 plus 2 or something for whatever it is. But that's that for now. No, your Constitution is 3. Damn. Is there anything anyone would like to do while they're anything you'd like to discuss? Or
They get butt naked, and then
I mean, they're in your rooms. You can assume
yeah,
that
I'll
he's gone
think
into his
what
room.
one piece of house that is, and then I'll put my clothes on.
All right, yeah. Again, you kind of put these clothes on, think of an outfit to wear, transforms. Don't know what you want to sort of be wearing now, I guess.
Does the phrase, the term mankini mean anything to you?
Is that the traditional wizard finery?
Yeah. No, I think I would just have probably like some nice cut clothes, like just breeches, shirt, and then like a nice cloak. Because I look a bit threatening in my wizard gear, so I'll go something a bit more casual.
I mean, nothing compared to freaking like Mazzy or Gylndan. No, not Gylndan. Dokrumir. In their sort of like heavy armor. What's this you've bloody sent now? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's quite a nice. You put these clothes on; they are like extremely soft, and you can tell they're like finely crafted, and like all the bits like come apart. So if you like put on like a jacket, the jacket now comes apart. The shirt now comes apart. It's not just like one set of clothing. It's like transformed into all the different types of clothing you would need for this outfit. So you can go and add those to your just fancy clothes to your inventory if you would like. And yeah, you have a bit of time. It's about midday. It's about like sort of midday now. Like I said, dinner is at sundown. Is there anything you'd like to do? You got a castle. You know, I'm sure you probably have stuff to figure out and ask. Angus kind of like shuffles off to his room. You see Daviak like not going to a room at all. He just sits on the floor in the corner, like just kind of like edgy.
And cries like a baby.
Just sits on the sort of floor in the corner, like thinking to himself very solemnly. Yeah, what do you guys like to do?
Well, I was thinking rest, but we're probably going to do a rest after dinner. So, I mean, hopefully nothing bad happens in between now and then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can take a rest. We can just like time skip forward if you want to.
Is there any other gear?
Is there any other gear? There isn't, other than a sort of like nightgown sort of thing. Other than like a nightgown, there's nothing else really there. But maybe on your way in, you did see like an armory. There's an armory filled with some basic amenities for the adventurer and guardians of this place.
If there's an armory,
yes,
can I stock up on my arrows?
Yes, you can stock up on your arrows and all of your bolts. They can be refilled. You walk into this armory. It is sort of like adorned with like, you know, there's all manner of weapons along the wall. None of them seem magical, but you know, like swords, long swords, short swords, daggers. You know, all the kind of stuff you could think. There's this big sort of bucket of like arrows that are in there. There's only basic leather armor hanging about with a sort of like engraved patterns and stuff all over it. Fairly basic stuff that a guardian would sort of need. Yeah.
I suppose there's an improved hand crossbow in there anywhere, is there?
Unfortunately not. You can see crossbows and you can see a couple of like longbows, but you can't quite you wouldn't see anything like a hand crossbow or even a light crossbow. It's just like the generic sort of stuff. Unfortunately. Anything else anyone wants to do, or should we just time skip?
Well, just as a sort of canonical point, Oramis is just going to have a little walk around the parapet of the castle on his own.
Yeah.
Just walk around the top.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I suppose if we've got enough time, we should all probably walk around and just understand where we are in the castle. And
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fair. So, you walk around the castle, you see, like I said, all sorts of lavish, massive rooms. One of the largest rooms of them all is this huge library, clearly fit for a dragon, an aged dragon of that. There's like if you think like one of these towers is pretty much the library. The books scale like impossibly high, like the bookshelves scale like impossibly high all the way up there. They have histories of Ambyr and all sorts of knowledge that you could want or need. There is art galleries in there of different pieces of art that maybe has been collected or older had made or whatever. And there is
there any like portraits or paintings of dragons or anything like that around the like castle?
Yeah. Like there's paintings and portraits done of lots of different ones. They have like names above them all. You can tell probably by just seeing the names. Every name. So if you remember, like Albus was Albus R. So every dragon has a sort of like first name apostrophe family name. So it's like Albus R, Nyla, In, that kind of thing. They're generally like quite simple surnames to kind of go with the family sort of thing, and they're sort of all along the corridors and some like larger landscapes of dragons sort of in this war, in this battle. There is a small chapel to Pelor, the god of Ambyr, or one of the many gods of Ambyr. It's a fairly small, but you know, size for a dragon. decently sized. And otherwise, just general huge rooms, different studies, different lounge rooms, different this and that. Out the front is this like small pond with all these different like fish and stuff in the small waterfall trickling down. It's a just very beautiful place.
We skip till dinner.
Yeah, if everyone wants to, can skip to the dinner. So you skip to dinner. You've had a look around the castle. Angus has been writing away in his bedroom, all sorts of stuff. He's been doing sketches of the dragons and stuff. Daviak hasn't moved from where he was, except for getting the robes fitting and just putting some like basic sort of medieval suit and tie kind of thing on. Nothing fancy, but nothing too thing on either, considering all of his clothes were slashed and bashed up from the beating you guys gave him. Especially his feet from those fucking thorns. And you make it to dinner. The dinner table is this extremely long table filled with this gorgeous feast of all different manners of animal and fruits and vegetables and all this like amazing stuff on the table. There's like anything you could possibly want to eat, around there. And Albers, Nyla, and Dazra are all waiting for you. At this point, they are all this sort of half dragon, humanoid-esque type things, and they're all like sat down on these like large chairs on one end, and you guys are on the other. It's long enough that you'd be able to hear each other when talk. Short enough that you'd be able to hear each other when talking and stuff like that. And as you walk into the room, Albers just like, Guardians, welcome to dinner. He sort of stands up, or at least like tries to stand up and bow, but in his old age, he's struggling. So he sort of like stands up as much as he can, bows a little bit, and slumps back in his chair. Please, have a seat. Eat what you want, please. This is all for you. You had questions, adventurers.
How long have you been here?
We have been here since the Dragon War. 300 years ago? Something like that, yes.
How old are you?
Well, me, I am last 500, give or take, something along those lines. Nyla kind of speaks up and like, me and Dazra are 300. We were born just after the Dragon War. She kind of sits down back to eat her food.
You look good for it.
Thank you.
I suppose we'll address the elephant in the room. Which is, why did the dragon hunter order Red Dragon build you a sanctuary? Sorry, Albert.
Well,
it's not a good enough question. Man.
Sorry, it's all right. Albus has got pizza, you see. It's, so you're going to sit down, I guess. This is a... Yes, this is something that, well, I'm sure you would have wanted to ask. Alder, yes, was a great dragon hunter, and he defeated many of my friends during the battle. He was a great, fearless warrior who, at the time, believed, like so many others did, that the dragons started the war, that we were stricken with illness, and that we came down reaping the south for supplies. But that was not true. And when Alder came to the north with his company, seeking me out, king of the dragons, he was ruthless. He defeated many men to see me. However, I sat there with Nyla, my only child, taking care of her as her mother was slain in the battle. When he saw me taking care of Nyla, and her just about hatching, in fact, he began to question everything. We weren't the evil creatures he'd imagined us to be, and he stayed long enough for me to talk some sense into him. It took a very long time, and yes, well, I like to think we became friends that day. After a little more talking, he realized that, well, mankind wouldn't stop until every last dragon was dead, so he devoted himself to a new cause. He devoted all his money, his wealth, sent it all up here, and thankfully created a place for us to stay safe. He was the first guardian. He made sure people didn't know of the north, and, well, if ever we needed anything from the south, or news or information, he could provide. Not that we ever asked for much. We are quite happy in our own company. But he made sure we were safe.
Have there been any
the second guardians?
No, we're the second. Okay.
No. He made sure that his daggers were the next pieces to the puzzle for the guardians to find. But sadly, everyone abandoned him after he came here, and he had no one to pass the title to. His passing was sad. We held a funeral for him here, but I understand he got less of a great reception back from where you're from.
So how long have you been without a guardian? How long ago did he die? Obviously, I'm guessing about 200 years ago. Bye, Luke.
Bye, Oramis. Oramis went to pee, it seems.
He does that sometimes. He just gets up and goes. Just ignore it.
He didn't like his king cape. And take it off.
I think, well, Alder being an elf, he died 30 years after he left here. And he stayed here for quite a while. Since then, we have not had the guardian. Not to be.
No, sorry.
Yes.
Can I ask what is required of us as guardians?
Well, to be blatantly honest, nothing really. Alder just felt it necessary that someone know of us, so should anything be going on in the north, we could be informed. If anything would go on in the north, or anything would go on in the world, we could be informed. We don't care about Southerners' business, kings and lords and what have you, but different affairs. What he mainly told us about natural happenings and things like that.
We bring news that might make you care about the affairs of men. We might bring you news that will make you care about the affairs of men. We were racing someone else here.
What have I missed?
What have you missed? Oh, they've been without a dragon all died a while ago.
Yeah, they've been without a guardian for a little while, and realistically, as guardians, you don't really have to do much. It's just a title for people who know the dragons exist.
Who knows the dragons exist?
You guys do.
All right. Are we still talking to the dragons?
Yes.
Yeah, I've just said that I've not said V yet, but I've said there's other people trying to get here as well that may not have the right intentions.
Many people have come here, come to the north, seeking us and our treasure hoards ever since the legend of Old Red Dragon. Nothing but murmurs. They never find us. No one in the past 300 years have found us.
So you're pretty certain the only way in and out of this area is through the door we came through?
There is one way in and one way out. Unless there was another key or anything, then we are safe here.
I wouldn't be so sure, Albert. It's not disrespect. you, but I think this whoever we raced here is a bit of a force to be reckoned with and has substantial resources.
Well, if you want to know any more, Daviak should be able to tell you.
Yeah, Daviak's slowly kind of prodding at his food. He's clearly not very hungry. He's been pretty depressed all evening, and he kind of looks up when you say that. V. Scary guy. He's a leader of one of the war tribes in the north, and Albus is like, oh, the war tribes, they're still prattling on, are they? Orcs and goblins and whatnot. Oh, they do make me laugh. He's leader of the largest of the war tribes. He has magical powers. He's a spellcaster of sorts. He gets his power from I'm not really sure. Some entity somewhere has a weird dragon mask he wears all the time. I've never actually seen his proper face either. Multicolored dragon mask thing. I was kind of looks at him like, multicolored. What colors? Like red, blue, green, black, white. Colors everyone thought like dragons were. We kind of just thought that was like a weird dragon, weird thing for older red dragon, hunter of the dragons. And Albus is like taken aback. He's like, this V. How did he get his power exactly? Daviak kind of looks at him and is like, well, he's a warlock. He's something of a warlock. He told me he prayed to some entity and got his power. Something in hell, something in one of the 8 hells. And as he says 8 hells, Albus just kind of like interrupts, like 9 hells. He sits back. He's like, this may be cause for concern, but like I said, unless there is another key, nothing breached those doors.
Okay. Can you watch it at all? Have you got anyone guarding it?
Well, I noticed you all coming in, and I was there within a minute. And I'm an old bastard.
I'm not exactly trusting Daviak right now.
I mean, you can roll an insight to see whether he's being true. Like, what is it you don't trust about him? What he's saying, or
well, he's just being very suspicious, and I don't feel like he's feeling guilty. I'm just a bit suspicious that maybe he gave himself up so that he could get in and help V. In some way.
You can roll insight to see whether he's being truthful or whether he's being friendly, or whether, or whether you think it's some sort of ploy. If you wanted to give a sort of insight, Jack. Oh, damn! All right. As far as you are aware, V being upset all day could have something to do with guilt. He definitely
V being upset all day.
No, not V. Daviak. Fucking hell, it's too many.
He is upset with being too.
I mean, yeah, he'd be upset. But Daviak has been sort of upset all day. Partially because he's, you can kind of tell maybe there's some sort of family element, like he's let Mazzy down. Let like the kind of Callahan name down. But also, he's getting all this lavish treatment, and he doesn't deserve it. Maybe why he was like sat in the corridor, or sat in the corner of the room all day, not really doing much. Maybe why he's prodding his food. He seems fairly sincere, as far as you can tell. He does seem quite sincere in how he talks, and he does seem to be giving you information, like without no blinking, no trying to make stuff up on the fly kind of thing.
I'm glad he feels bad.
Pardon, JJ?
You also have the crap beat now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even if imagine him trying to bullshit you guys with 3 dragons, and you lost. And I'm not sure which one I'd be more afraid of.
Pressure.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to kind of talk to Albers and Nyla about?
Yeah, just ask. So I'll ask Albus. So, what's your sort of plan moving forward? Are you going to just keep hiding in the shadows, or?
I mean, unless you can think of another one, yes. I guess that is our plan. You see, no. If there were more of us, I might have suggested long ago that we try and make peace, but only being 3 of us, the armies of Ambyr would surround us, kill us. I hear Dragonhide would sell for... I imagine it would sell for quite a lot. Yes.
Do you have any? Do you have any like eggs that are unhatched or anything, or is literally there's just the 3 of you?
Well, Nyla and Dazra are actually awaiting the hatchings of their children.
Oh, that's
They are lovers, you see. Maybe
I got.
you don't.
I just got a quick question, actually, boss. How are Dragonborn made? How's that come about?
Well, Dragonborn were made
Dragon
when
and a daddy dragon.
dragons
So-
from...
Saying 300 years isn't too old for me.
You notice that we right now are in a humanoid form. This is what people call a half dragon form. We are much weaker in this form, but it is more less threatening for people who haven't necessarily seen us before. And it is more comfortable. We can enjoy the humanoid lifestyle. But obviously, maybe many years ago, a dragon in its half-dragon form must have acquainted himself with the likes of the likes of a humanoid or an elf or something, sharing their DNA, birthing these things. See, dragons are unique in that when they die, unless caused of otherwise, we turn back into a egg. Much like they say the phoenix rises from the ashes, dragons, when killed, are turned back into the egg, and they must wait, usually quite a long time, to rehatch. And that is how the dragon life cycle goes. I have no idea how many lives I've lived before this one. We don't know our previous lives, we just are born.
So the dragons that got killed before.
Yes. Well,
What happened to their eggs then?
I imagine squashed by the armies of the south.
Washed.
That's one pretty permanent way to kill a dragon, I would imagine.
Okay. Good to know.
Nyla and Dazra, though, they have been married for centuries. Even when in their past lives, they were husband and wife, such as they are now.
Oh, really?
Love is eternal.
Yes.
How eternal?
Till your egg gets squashed.
there's always one.
What a 27 persuasion.
Persuasion for what?
Last thing we need is
There is always fucking one, isn't there? It's usually the bard.
I'm
That's
joking.
the thing, where it's usually the bard who fucks the dragon, but no, this time it's the guy who's basically a bard.
No,
Jesus.
I'm just joking.
with the 27, he will
the rogue.
dragon.
I mean, yeah, with the 20. I mean, okay. So here's the thing: if you wanted to flirt with her, come on, flirt with me.
I'm just joking.
I
If I was interested,
if
I could.
if you were interested, a 27 might be enough to grab a drink. She is married to her eternal husband. After all,
If
they do have kids.
They've been here 300 years. Why have no eggs hatched in that time?
Ooh.
Well, they only created the eggs, what, 150 years ago? Like I said, eggs take a long time to hatch. For dragons, it's a little bit of a waiting game. It is rather frustrating.
When are they due to hatch?
Oh, I have no idea. It can. The thing is, with dragon eggs, it can be anywhere from 50 years, 100 years, 200. Longest ever recorded was somewhere around the 250 region. So we're hoping sometime soon.
How many eggs have they got?
If you want, I could go and try and persuade them to hatch.
They have 3.
Brilliant. Okay.
Your little pirate friend, he silver-tongued. This one, he is.
Yeah. Useless.
Nyla, also Nyla and Dazra are looking at you, Oramis, very, very like, shut the fuck up, dude. We want to be nice to you, but like very, very like.
When you have an important guest,
say,
and the important
what about
guest
my
is
eggs?
an asshole.
Yes.
It's like when you've got a racist grandparent. It's like they're your grandparents, so you have to be nice to them, but they're also a bit of a racist.
It is. It's like you guys have been told to, Albus has told the stories for years and years and years about Nyla and Dazra, about the guardians who will come and help Nyla and Dazra and Albus. And Oramis has appeared.
Expectation versus reality.
Let's just say dragon comedy and people comedy is maybe a little different. Although Albus seems to be
come from Germany.
Albus seems to be getting a bit of a kick out of it. He's like kind of laughing, noticing that it's embarrassing Nyla and Dazra, but he's loving it. He's getting a little bit of a kick out of it.
Unfortunately for Nyla, we're in a castle and there's one lady and 6 guys. 7 guys. Could be loads of eggs by the time we're done.
Oh God, no!
Just food for thought.
Sorry, after that, why am I the one that's been
That's it. That's it. Session over. That's it. We're done.
So we're trying to kickstart the dragon race again here. Right?
I mean, if you guys did anything, they just turned into Dragonborn. That's what the guy just said.
I'm halfway there. Look, Ben, no one else is doing anything. We're just doing our part.
Unzips trousers. It's just my job.
Have you seen in the most recent season of Rick and Morty, they do an episode on dragons, and it is basically about our relationship with the dragon. It's quite sexual.
Oh dear Lord!
Actually, I haven't seen it, but
this is the worst thing we've ever done.
This has devolved somewhat.
I'd like to imagine Doug's just like he's asked his question about why the eggs haven't hatched, and then mist is just coming out of Oramis and Gylndan, and he's just sat there slowly, just cutting one potato for about 5 minutes, just looking down like, oh my god.
Is there anything else you would like to speak with the dragons about?
I think we've done enough damage.
Yeah.
Yes, that's probably fair. Yeah. So if that is pretty much everything, the night continues on. The feast is extremely delightful, and it finishes up. You continue like basic conversation. They ask you stuff about the world, like, oh, who's the king now? Who's this? Who's that? What's going on? What's going on? How did you find Alder's things and whatnot? And you tell them of how Alder was a piece of piss, apparently. Never ever in his life should have been considered a dragon hunter.
I do
You're
have
all
a
just
question.
really.
The dragon hunter who used 2 daggers and then their dual sword was a hunter of flying beasts.
Yes. Well, they used other weapons, and they had their own flying beast as well. Have you ever heard of a beast called a roc? ROC. That is not ROCK.
Yes.
Yes, huge flying birds. They would sort of track us down. They also had the powers of magic to shoot us down, and all sorts of ranged weapons to take us out of the sky. It was quite an ordeal. Yes, dwarf. I'm both sorry and impressed to say that the dwarves made a lot of development in war and wartime technology during that time.
Doc's going back to his 1 potato. Just feeling very awkward.
No, don't. Trust me, I've had I've had 300 years to get over it. It's all right.
I'm over it. It's fine.
It's fine, I said.
But yeah, the night sort of continues on. You have pardon me. You have dessert. Goes really, really well. Nyla and Dazra tell you, they'll sort of tell you what what they do around the place. There's not really much to do, but they keep themselves busy, and pretty much the evening kind of draws on. And just before they kind of head to bed, like Albus is like, well, gentlemen, this has been a pleasure, but I must rest. I will see you all in the morning. We can discuss further operations, and I'm sure you're all looking forward to the the paycheck of a guardian. It is let's just say 1,000, 2,000 dragons died during the Dragon War, with hordes left unchecked. Kind of like tries to wink at you, but in his old age, it's sort of like kind of like fails. It's very, 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 very obvious. And then it's like, come on, father, let's go. And she kind of takes his arm, and carries him off. Dazra kind of looks at you guys and like, gentlemen, thank you for a wonderful evening. If you'd like to head back to your rooms or whatever, I mean, as far as we see it, you've been nice enough. We are proud to have you as our guardians. You can consider this castle your home if you'd wish. You may come and go as you please. What do you do now is up to you. But it is very, very late in the evening, and we must get some rest. Good night. And he kind of bows once more and takes his leave. Yeah. What would you guys like to do? I guess just bed.
I was a little depleted after that battle, but happy if you want to do anything else.
Can I go and check out the library and look up Dolus?
Yes, you can check out the library and look up Dolus. Make me an investigation check to see what you find. So, this is something I was more going to touch upon in the next campaign, but it's something we can touch upon now as well. So, Dolus was created as far as you've read up enough about him. There's a lot of books on gods of Ambyr and deities and stuff like that, and there seems to be some confliction in who the real gods are and who aren't. Some people believe that all the gods of Ambyr are gods. Some believe that only Pelor and his wife Freya are the gods, and everyone else is just like their children, their just deities of things, not actual gods. And Dolus was given the power by Pelor because he was sort of like the chosen goblin, you know. Like they'd given powers to sort of all sorts of beings. Like there was like an orc god, and there was all this kind of stuff. And Dolus was given magical power by Pelor himself, and he decided to use that to be a goblin. He snuck around. He spent thousands of years sneaking around, stealing things, causing havoc, causing chaos. Like maybe you'd read up a little bit on how like one time he stole like the crown jewels, and everyone was like freaking the fuck out for like 10 years figuring out what the hell happened to the crown jewels, and then he just put them back one day because he got bored, because everyone stopped, like they made more crown jewels and everyone stopped caring about it, so you're gonna put them back. He is, like I said, the god of trickery and deceit. He is he's never really been seen, although he is, if you see, it's sort of like an old wives' tale where if you see a white or silver snake, then that's like a symbol that Dolus is watching you, or the god of trickery is watching you, and you need to like watch out for stuff, because like you saw, he has this sort of like silver little grass snake with him. Yeah, he's a pretty cool god. He's very, very powerful in magic, in illusion magic, and in the arcane arts of trickery. So he has some stuff like for bards, some stuff like rogues, a lot of illusion type spells and things like that. He's seen as like a master in to a lot of roguish guilds that sort of come and gone over the years. He is seen as like their deity, their god. A lot of them would have a sort of like silver snake as their banner. I don't know, maybe one of the thieves guilds now, even like maybe you'd read up like a thieves guild in the capital has a banner of a silver snake dedicated to Dolus, and yeah, that's pretty much Dolus the goblin, the god of trickery and deceit. Although a lot of people believe that he's not really a god. Like I said, some people believe that just Pelor and Freya are gods. Some people believe that they're all gods. Doesn't really matter who, they're all gods. It's like it's the only real like religious tension in the land. Who's god and who isn't? That kind of thing. What classifies as a god and what classifies as just a spirit of this or a deity of this, not the real thing.
I think you're in pretty deep, Oramis.
We can't hear you, Oramis.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I had to switch over to my phone because the laptop connection was really bad and I could hardly hear what you were saying.
Basically, you fucked.
You made a deal with someone who doesn't really do deals, fair deals. Yeah, but
I just got to find a better god to help me out.
play the gods against each other, like it.
Yeah.
That is, if your characters would believe that he is a god. Who knows what you guys believe? That is something I was going to say. I would think about, would you guys believe that all the gods are gods, or that some of them are gods and some of them are deities? It's about a 50-50, well, 60-40 split in Ambyr of people who believe they are gods, people who believe they're just deities. The main thing comes from the sort of government and the capital, and the king has like decreed that money will be given to any province so that they can pay respect to their god. Now, obviously, if something isn't a god, it's just a deity, like a spirit of, for example, like JJ, when you were in Lone Hill and you went to that Chapel of Apollo.
Yeah.
Right now, in Lone Hill, Apollo is seen as a god. All the gods are seen as gods. However, in another place, that chapel would have had to have been funded by the place itself, and you would have actually had to go into like a chapel of Pelor to pray to Pelor. There wouldn't really be a chapel of Apollo. There'd maybe like a small shrine, whatever spare money they have left over to pray to whatever gods. That's the kind of thing that's going around. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And anything else anyone wants to do? That'd probably take you like an hour of searching and looking through. Oramis, you found that. Is anyone else doing anything in particular, or just heading to bed?
No.
It was mentioned that this place was also built by some dwarves, yes?
Yes.
I think Doc would probably spend a fair bit of time wandering around, just looking at the architecture, seeing if he can recognise any of it, because it's been a long time since he was around anything of significant stonework, any dwarven architecture or anything like that.
Okay, give me a history check with advantage, and we'll see what you can find out.
History check. Advantage, you say?
Yes.
22.
22. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is very similar to the castles of Hawksmoor. This is very, very similar architecture. The stone bricks are cut in a sort of similar way to Hawksmoor, the dwarven city of Ambyr. Except obviously much, much larger, made for a dragon, not a thing. So yeah, you can probably guess that dwarves obviously helped build this. Why dwarves would help build this thing? Well, you can probably guess for monetary reasons, or some that Alder sort of trusted. There was opposition to the war by the time it ended, so maybe some architects who were sort of opposed to it would maybe help out in that sort of regard. So obviously it would have taken a hell of a long time to build, at least 10, 15, 20 years, but dwarves are pretty efficient with building things. And a castle like this, yeah, looks pretty standard for a sort of dwarven castle with a dragon-sized upgrade. Yeah. That's pretty much it. And if there's nothing else, we'll head to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You can all refill spell slots, refill your health, and roll 2d4 for a very, very good meal and a very, very good night's sleep. Actually, in fact, you can roll 2d6, because I'm that nice, for a very, very good meal and a very, very good night's sleep. It's fine. Oh, Oramis, looking out with the... those are temporary hit points. You take those off before anything. Mazzy, what? No.
Now, isn't it? It's all coming out now.
Are those the only two natural ones you've ever rolled in your life?
Oh, JJ's on the
Mine are exactly the same.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but we have a lot of expectations for you, JJ.
Temporary hit points. 2.
I did not think rolling a 3 from 2d6 would be the second highest score that we got. I'm gonna roll 2d20s.
We can't hear you, Mazzy.
You can re-roll those if you would like, Sam, of course. Given your thing. 18 and 6.
Can't hear you, Mazzy.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Mazzy.
You gone.
He gone. We will wait for him to get back. Oh yeah, and by the way, probably during that during the feast as well, Angus probably went like all fucking nerded out on these dragons, like, oh my god, how do you do this and how do you do that and how long are your wings and how long is this and oh my god, like can I have a scale of yours to like test and like draw and replicate? Can you guys hold still for like a quick portrait for my journal? Oh my god, this is freaking amazing. Like nerding the hell out.
Nice.
Except in his little Scottish, little gnomish way. Where the hell's Matt?
He did have issues connecting earlier.
Muy interesante.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Good.
He may be dead.
It is hell.
Is the noise back, JJ, or is that alright?
There's probably a good time for like a 5-minute break if anyone wanted one.
Just before you get Ben and Luke, can you hear a noise? That's just
Ever so slightly, it's like barely noticeable.
interesting. I can still go without, but I'm intrigued now.
Well, during the break, if you have a quick Google and see if you can adjust the sensitivity of your microphone, it could be that it's just trying to pick up as much as it possibly can, and so there's just like that background static when a microphone is like dialed up to 11 in terms of sensitivity.
Oh,
Yeah, something seriously wrong with my laptop. I don't know why it won't let me connect it all, so I'm just on my phone.
fair enough.
We were thinking we might just take a quick break here.
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
if you wanted to sort things out with your laptop, Matt, yeah, you can go do that. See you all in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll come back in 5.
But you know,
we pick the session back up. You guys head to bed. You're very, 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 very comfortable mattresses. Like, you know, when he says older spared no expense, he spared no fucking expense. Best mattresses you've at least had in the last couple of weeks since you've started this journey. You go to bed and you all drift off into sleep. You dream of whatever the fuck you guys dream about. But once again, your dreams begin to merge, and you can once again hear this sort of rough female voice speaking in a language none of you quite comprehend. And you can hear this, and the sort of image of your mind fades to black. And suddenly there is light, as in the middle of the image, something cracks open. You begin to hear the sounds of chains and cogs and mechanisms whirling and twirling, and the opening widens and widens and widens, fully open. In the opening, standing in the darkness initially, now in the opening of this thing, is a figure wearing a dark robe and a kind of hood pulled over. You can see the shine of his armor over his shoulders and his one bracer. In the background of this, a jungle, one you're all very familiar with. The land is quiet. The noise of a dragon echoes throughout the land again, and the figure's arm ignites into a fiery blaze. A sword is unsheathed, and the sword has this sort of glowing, like burning, glowing eminence around it, like it's been stoked in fire. And your dream ends suddenly.
just getting exciting.
You wake up a little while later to the sound of Nyla storming into your common room. She's panting, she's shouting, her face covered in blood. She sprints in, calling for you, like screaming out for all of you to wake up. Guardians, wake up! Please wake up! Oh my God, there is an emergency. Thing for you all to wake up. I'm assuming you'd all sort of wake up a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. She kind of stands before you. Her sort of armor, it's like very basic sort of armor, like covered in slashes of blood. Herself, she has like nicks and scratches all over. And she's like, Dazra, he's been taken. Dazra's been taken by someone at the front gate. When you said someone was after. When you said someone was after this place, we thought we'd better take turns to watch the front. And Dazra's been. Fuck! They've taken him. They have an army, a fucking army of orcs and goblins. Jesus Christ! What the hell has happened?
No, neither.
Let me just. Right, I'm ready.
We'll go and try and get him back. Take a minute. Is Albus around?
Yes, my father is too old to fight. He will hold the castle. The army they march through the jungle. They're burning it. They're killing everything, and he calls for you. He said he wants the thieves of Durnstad to meet him at the Great Dragon Memorial we have.
Let's fucking go and have him then.
You are to meet him there alone. I can only take you there. I'm afraid. I must go help defend with my father. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I'll I'll give you all a moment to collect yourselves. I'll meet you outside where I dropped you off yesterday. I'll be in my dragon form, ready to take you there.
When you say army, how big?
Hundreds.
Oh dear.
Hundreds
Okay.
of orcs.
That armor.
They
Sorry, carry on.
they shouldn't be too much of a problem, but he took Dazra single-handed in combat.
Oh dear.
That army plus my husband. Oh God.
Mazzy, you better run to
what is going on?
the armory and get Daviak some.
Yeah, I was
Weapon.
going to say. But first of all, 2 questions. One for you, Ben. What is actually in the armory again?
In the
there be
army is
things-
very basic, very sort of basic outfit, like nothing that you guys don't already have. Like basic swords.
I'm thinking of
axes,
things to give
bows.
Daviak. Yeah, because I've still got my 2 short swords, which I haven't actually used in forever because I've got my double.
Daviak will probably take similar gear to what he had before, so he'll take a
okay.
sword and a dagger. So he kind of like.
But before he does,
Yes.
can I just talk to him and say, can you just confirm what side you're fighting on here?
You've seen what that bastard did to my face, and he kind of like points to this massive burn mark, like brand he basically has across his face. I want to make that bastard pay.
I believe you. Let's go.
Oramis.
Come on, brother.
Yeah. Get yourself a proper crossbow.
You can stick with your. I mean, you can stick with your regular crossbow if you want. You can take a larger one.
I'm gonna stick with a little one.
But
Just get rid of the handle. Get some rain.
that's fair.
This is only used to wielding a small tool.
Hey.
That's rich coming from another small tool.
What would the likelihood, Ben, be of us convincing one of the dragons to come with us? I know probably the father won't, but I've forgotten the name of the woman. Sorry.
I mean, you can ask her.
Matt, I don't want to rain on Matt, but seeing as it's our job to protect them, I'm not sure we should be taking.
Okay. I mean, I just think dragons can do some serious.
Were
I
you
think the
to-
implication is if it's anyone but us, what's his face, Dazra dies. If anyone but us turns up.
I am just thinking of how
You can
powerful a
take it.
dragon is. Should we not try and think about how we're using this? But yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
If they'll come along if I think they're desperate, but there's not much they can do. If V took one of them single-handedly, then we might have to approach this a different way to just burning everything.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, looks like we're on for a fight.
All right. So, you guys, you go to the armory and collect your things. You go to the armory and collect your things. Even little Angus runs up to the armory and grabs a small set of leather armor. He grabs a small little hand axe and a little crossbow, and walks up to you all.
Angus, are you sure you want to come?
Hey, up. All right, I can see where you're coming from, but
I just
But
had a rough
I-
day. You
I-
could do
I-
with some
I mean,
rest.
I do think the castle needs a lot of protection. I do think they probably need your help here back at the castle. I mean, your room
as much
definitely
as a
needs protecting as
guardian
well.
as you lot, and I have not spent my entire life researching these fuckers to see them all burned to the ground and murdered before me. I'm killing that bastard and everything he did to me. And he points again to his sort of brand of a mark across his face.
Your funeral.
If you really want me to stay, I'll stay. I want to go.
I respect your wishes.
Why don't you say shadows as a form of
Hey, don't worry.
backup?
I'm not much of a sword fighter. I'll stay back, but I'll be covering fire, as they say.
Nice.
I heard a couple
Watch
of
your
soldiers
6.
say, "You're 6." What does that mean?
Oh, we don't have time for this, but
I'm just going to quickly go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Like
Just pointing at everyone.
Behind us.
good. Right. So that's Daviak. I'll watch Daviak. All right.
Not the worst.
Fucking Joe.
Before we go, in the armory, is it possible for me to get a bigger? Is it a quiver? I can't remember the. To have more than 20 arrows.
Like I said, they're fairly basic, armaments, similar to the one you sort of have. So
Okay.
I'd say no. You can maybe look for one when obviously you get back to civilization and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm guessing you guys then don your armor.
I would like to put a number of arrows, let's say 100, in my bag of holding.
Okay.
I like this guy.
I'd say the maximum sort of there is about 50. But yeah, you can put
I will take that.
You can place 50 arrows into your bag of holding. You can do the same thing with bolts if you'd like. There's like a similar amount of bolts as well.
Yeah, take a few bolts as well, please.
Yeah.
I'm so camply. Oh, take it out.
Yeah. And
got like a golf caddy.
Pardon?
How does it feel being like a golf caddy to Mazzarious?
You know, Jumanji, Kevin Hart in Jumanji.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Just backpack guy.
And if you have cake, you die.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So you obviously grab all this stuff. Dokrumir spends a bit of time picking up all of picking up all the stuff, shoving it into his bag of holding. Daviak dons a sort of basic set of leather armor, basic longsword, picks up a dagger too, just in case, and a bow with like 20 arrows, quiver, basic sort of stuff. And you head out to the top of the roof. Nyla asked you to climb aboard, and you climb aboard Nyla's back, and you set off into the air, flying at great speed towards the thing. Overhead, it is still night. It is still quite dark outside, and through the leaves of the jungle below, you can see the torchlight, and you can hear the roar of like orcish war cry as they charge through the thing. In front of the castle, you can see Albus like slowly making his way over to where they will be, and probably from a little way, as you are nearing the place, a little way back, you probably see his huge fiery breath like just absolutely obliterate like a huge squadron of orcs. He'll be fine. You're heading towards this sort of memorial. You head towards this sort of memorial. It is carved into the stonework of the sort of wall. And it is this sort of large thing of this like great proud standing dragon. And Niall will probably tell you it's meant to be a sort of memorial for all of the warriors or all the dragons who fell during the Dragon War. You get closer and closer. And can everyone make me a perception check right now, please?
Where is my perception?
Aggressive.
18.
18. That'll do it. 21. That'll definitely do it. 4. That won't do it. 18. That'll also do it.
Very foggy up here.
You guys are sort of looking around at Gylndan, a little bit taken aback by the scale of this place and just the sheer number of orcs traveling through, looking at the architecture. And the rest of you are looking around very, 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 very scarce, very, very like sort of wary. And you see a figure looming in the mist, appear in the mist of the darkness. And all of a sudden, in mere moments, you suddenly see this huge dragon flying towards you, a ride on his back. It slams straight into Nyla, teeth bearing straight into her neck as it sort of like pushes ahead. Everyone roll initiative.
This is not going very well, is it?
Let me just grab my dice
Bloody
and roll
You
initiative.
better
This is a good initiative.
initiative.
Everyone who rolled, so basically Mazzy, Oramis, and Dokrumir, you will have a sort of surprise round, as the dragon and his rider weren't expecting you to notice them as of yet. Maybe I'll give one to you two as well, Gylndan, because you can probably tell, like they would probably tell you by now. Oh shit, yeah, bad guys. Roll quick initiative for.
I love that. We're all looking one way, and we see them come in, and Gylndan's looking the other way, and it's just like, "Hey, mate, the right way."
Initiative roll.
You sort of get his head and like turn it around the other way.
These initiative rolls are pretty damn good. Not, however, that good. Okay, so V, then it would go.
Spare the dying. Maybe needed.
I think I've got it.
Also, all of the other healing that you possess.
Oh, I got rid of all that.
Are you joking me?
Yes, I am.
The healer got rid of his healing.
Your name is Doc, and you got rid of it.
So we'll start it off with the surprise round. Each one of you guys gets a round to basically. Okay, I'm gonna pull up an image. This is sort of what's going on.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is what should have happened in the final season of Game of Thrones.
This is kind of what's going on. So we'll go in order.
I loved that. I can just picture all four of us on the back of this.
There's more of us.
Hugging each other on the.
There's Daviak. There's Angus.
There is, but I couldn't.
They've fallen off.
I couldn't fit them on the image, so I wanted to keep to the main characters. All right, so we're keeping to it.
Let's just say that.
What would Daviak roll, by the way? Initiative.
Daviak rolled a 2 with a dex of +4, so that was a 6. Angus rolled a 7 with a dex of nothing.
Right.
Angus is pointing out interesting things to Gylndan on the other side.
Yeah. So as this red dragon slams into the side of Nyla, teeth clenching into her neck, she sort of like winces. It seems to like just about make it through her scales, not really enough to like kill her or do serious damage, but it is like holding on. And there on top of the red dragon, you see this figure, his mask of like I said, multiple different colors. He wears this sort of like breastplate, quite fancy, quite like illuminating in the sunlight. He kind of stands there, his sword glowing in this kind of burning thing, and he looks at all of you and just points his sword. You'll get your surprise round of combat. So Oramis, you go first.
Hand crossbow, shoot first. You know, the usual sneak attack, all of that.
Boom, roll to hit.
You're gonna jump over to the other dragon, like sneak attack, and jump back.
Right, where is it? Hand crossbow.
That does hit. Roll damage.
And
Yes.
is this a dragon we've seen before? Is it Dazra, or do we not recognise it?
This is Dazra.
Okay.
Interesting. So we're.
One thing I should probably also note is that his eyes now. So yesterday they glowed this bright yellow. Now they glow this sort of like bronzy gold color, and all along his tail is this bright sort of flashing symbols, much like the tattoos of the orcs and the flaming sort of symbols of these arms. And
he's being controlled.
You've rolled 2 ones, Benny.
You did roll 2 ones.
That's
That's eight damage. 8 damage. It's not, not. Could be worse.
Could be a lot better. Could have been like 22.
Could be like
but,
better.
yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait. You shot first. It's a critical hit. Roll me one more damage roll because it's meant to be a. Oh no! Roll your sneak attack. Sorry. Roll your sneak attack.
Sneak attack
I'll
D4.
Take that. Sneak attack's D6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's much better. That is a lot better. Next up, Gylndan. You're on the back of a dragon.
Yeah. So what was it? Surprise round 4? The initiative or the perception roll earlier?
Perception roll.
Okay, I'm happy not to take it because I did roll shit.
Okay, cool. In that case, Mazzy.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Right, first of all,
Yes.
would you say the dragon is using a ranged weapon?
No. No, I would not.
Do I get
say
bow
that.
dominant here?
It is also not at the minute using fire. That was just sort of an image for
Oh,
reference.
okay, fine.
Okay,
well, it is
so no,
definitely.
you would not get bow dominance.
Obviously, he hasn't had an attack yet, but he is definitely bigger than me.
It is.
So
The
if he does
dragon is
attack me,
definitely
I
bigger
get-
than you. Yes.
I get an attacking opportunity if it attacks me.
Yes, you do.
But as that has obviously not happened yet, first of all, going to whip out Hunter's Mark on, I assume, V.
Yeah.
Yep. And obviously going to fire the big thing at him.
Fire the big thing. That definitely hits. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, that definitely hits. Roll damage.
Pow. Pow.
13 points
Decent.
damage.
And then I'm going to do the same thing again.
And he's going to do the same thing again. That just hits. Roll damage.
Oh. Pow. Pow.
That's +8. So that is.
You're hitting V. He's on the back of a dragon, and you're on the
yeah.
back. That's quite
Well,
impressive. That is-
Doc, you're up.
I can't do fuck all. I've got.
Just hit our dragon as if it's a horse. Like, get it up.
Do you
No.
have spells or anything?
Uh,
I would say you can make a melee attack on the dragon, like wait for it to sort of like bat its wings close or like move itself close enough, can whack it down. I mean, I guess if you guys are on its sort of neck/back, you could try and whack its head with your hammer. That would be the dragon's head, not V's, which might come into which would come into play.
I'm going to command the dragon, and the one-word command I'm going to use is drop, because it's currently holding us.
Which dragon? The Command V's dragon.
Yeah.
Your spell takes no effect.
Puny dwarf.
Unfortunately. Is that all you are going to do?
Yes.
Excellent. Now we go to the top of the table. V.
Of course.
V and the dragon. First of all, the dragon is going to do something probably not very nice. The dragon, as you kind of see, it kind of lets go of its neck, scratches, sort of to like pull it back, and then you see inside of its chest this glowing fire begins to heat up and burn up. It opens its mouth, and this huge erupting flame bursts out of its mouth, dealing. How much damage did I say it dealt?
I mean, as much as a real dragon actually would, otherwise that's a TPK right there, I believe.
Yes, don't worry. I've obviously scaled down a dragon to be a challenge, but not. Yeah, if this was a actual adult
A
red
size
dragon,
24
yeah, that's
red dragon.
if this was an ancient red dragon. Even if you guys passed your deck saves, that would be a TPK immediately. So don't worry.
Ben just doesn't want to do any more
That's
DMing.
It's a very good run.
You will die.
Everyone dies, the world's on fire, you're all dead. Fuck you guys, I'm going.
could everyone make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Of course.
Oh, yes.
Ben, I've seen my deck save, Ben.
Yeah.
I'll roll an 18.
You're rolling 18? Yeah, you pass. Oramis, you pass. Dokrumir, you pass. Mazzy, you fail.
Oh my god, I had +6 on that.
Mazzy, could you take 18 points of damage? Everyone else take 9.
18, have I fallen?
That's a lot of damage.
Good thing we got
Well,
all those
actually-
3 hit points.
I think I'll only take 4.5, Ben.
I think you'll take the full 9 because it doesn't count for deck saves.
Oh, come on.
How can you do it? I'd love to see an uncanny dodge on the back of a dragon.
I'm very
Oh,
athletic. Hide behind someone wider.
Hide behind Mazzy, he's taking all the damage.
I propose
fair-
Doc should go at the front with his big shield and just
Order
we'll hide behind that.
Yeah, is it a good idea to have the lowest hit point character? at the
That
front
was
of the
that was
dragon?
just meant to be a symbol of you guys are on the back of the dragon. That's not necessarily your marching order.
Can you say we made it tactical and put the guy with the shield at the front? If the guy with the shield is okay with that.
I mean, I guess, yeah. You could say that you were that Doc was in front. V is also going to take his turn, and he's going to cast Fireball.
Of course
he's going to aim it straight for Doc. Natural 1, that's going to miss.
Fireball.
Firebolt.
Ah.
Oh, okay, okay.
With Fireball, we're all dead.
Yeah, if that was Fireball, that'd be a TPK right there. Don't worry,
Everyone
Cricket.
take 28
Firebolt.
damage.
I'll be alright.
You're all dead.
I would be alright off 28 damage.
I'd have 2 HP.
Same.
Mazzy, we'd be in the grave together.
No, I wouldn't. 28, I'd still be alive.
Oh, I'd be in the grave
No,
alone.
no, you wouldn't. 28 damage on 28. You'd be down.
28, I'd still be alive. I've got 35 health.
Oh, right, do you? Wow, okay.
Mazzy's
I have
the
41
tank.
from the
Mazzy is
top.
the tank as well.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Mazzy, you take 18 points of damage from that last
18?
attack. Yeah, not 9.
Yeah.
9 was halved. 18 was
All
full.
right, have I done my maths right?
And you
So I
failed.
had the two temporary hit points.
Yes.
That's
So
a
basically
43.
16. So
That's
Oh,
43
yeah, okay.
minus...
I've completely done the wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, I'm
I thought you were very
125.
chill about the 18.
Oh, Tom. Sorry.
I did think you were very casual about that.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oramis,
that's fine,
you're up.
guys.
Crossbow, hand crossbow shot. Pour favor. That's vicious mockery. I don't want to do that.
That most definitely hits. Roll damage. Roll me the damage.
That's
8.
that.
That's a
Sneak attack.
sneak attack. What do I do? Sneak attack again.
Just 1d6.
How does he get
Oh,
sneak
yeah,
attack
well,
with
this
this?
Because very technically, you guys are within 5 feet of the dragon and V.
Okay.
Oh, well.
1. That's fine.
Loopholes.
Gylndan, you're up.
Right. I think.
If you did a fireball, would we be in the radius?
Yeah.
Yes, you would be in the radius.
Yeah. I think we want to get V off the back of this dragon.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to thump some level 2 magic missiles straight at my boy V.
All right.
You look very smug about that.
Yeah, level 2. No.
He's resistant to magic.
No.
You can be
Not all.
if you cast shield.
No.
Pardon, sorry.
2, 3, 4. That is
That's not bad.
15.
That is not bad. That is 15 damage. Your magic missile sort of flitter about in the air, slamming into V's chest. He just about holds on to these sort of chains that you can see that he's got kind of wrapped around Dazra, and he kind of just pulls back and manages to hold on. But yeah, that is 15 damage on the V. Is that everything, London?
Yeah. I've just thought of a crazy idea for next turn, but we'll roll that in a bit.
Cool. Mazzy.
Ooh. Well, I think I'm going to be doing the same thing again.
Yeah, go for it.
Or not.
Oh,
That.
Oh, wait.
Why?
Daviak.
That is so wide.
Daviak. Yeah, I fucked up, but Daviak's go.
and Angus.
And Angus.
Yeah,
well, Angus.
they rolled a 2 and they rolled a 6 and a 7 respectively.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's on the on initiative, right?
Yeah,
We had a surprise.
Yeah, so how have we gone back to me?
you had a surprise round.
Oh, shit. Right, okay, gotcha. Well, I wasn't very surprising, was I?
Not particularly.
Your
Well,
reactions
let's
were
try
great
again.
when something attacks you. Kwah! And then it's like, okay, now I aim. I have missed.
Let's see if that's 100% true when I go my second round.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one
it is.
time we
That
need you for
also
roll big,
misses.
You really shouldn't.
That
have
also
used
misses,
that
unfortunately.
in that 20s.
I guess as sort of Nyla is moving around, trying to figure out what she's going to do, how she's reacting to her freaking husband now attacking her in mid-flight and being blasted by his fiery breath. She's sort of flapping around, and as she flaps, she's sort of oh shit! Okay, let me try again. Oh fuck! Oh Jesus Christ! Missing completely.
I'm not very experienced on this dragon riding thing.
Dokrumir, what would you like to do?
I am going to cast Spirit Guardians,
Yes.
and I'm going to designate Mazzy. Hang on, let me just check this. Okay, it's any number of creatures. So Angus, Daviak, Mazzy, Gylndan, Oramis, Nyla are all going to be immune to it. And
Yes.
So is Dazra. I'm going to
Only-
target V with it.
Only going to target V with it? Okay. It's 3d8 radiant. On a
Yes.
wisdom save.
Wisdom save, yes. My spell save.
What is
DC
the spell?
15.
15. He passes with a 19.
So he's going to take half damage. Let me just check that.
He takes half damage. So roll the thing, and then he takes.
That's a
half
big
damage, I
save,
believe.
to be fair. Depending on...
That's 16 damage.
Yeah.
That, and then half to 8.
Halved to 8. Right. So that would be.
I've just read this necrotic if he's evil. I'm guessing it's necrotic.
No, it's if I'm evil.
That's if Doc
Oh,
was
is-
evil.
I
Which
see.
would have been an interesting turn if all of a sudden Doc decided, fuck all of this shit. Bad guys rule.
Yeah, fuck all
Next
this
up-
shit. Bad guys rule. You guys are all getting hit by Spirit Guardians. I'm siding with V.
Next up is Angus. Angus sort of pulls his little crossbow in two. Angus got a natural 1, so he wasn't able to pull it up quite as much. And again, with the sort of flapping of the wings and everything going on, he's like, and just fires way down into the not even in any sort of vague direction of the, just fires down into the jungle below. completely worthless. V does get 2 rolls, however. That's an 8.
Of course it does.
6. That's... Nope, that doesn't hit. That does hit. Where's my D8? Where's my D8? Where's my D8? Where's my D8? That'll be 9 damage from V. To V. 9 damage from Daviak to V.
Right.
Right. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
I'm getting the people mixed up. So that's 70. Okay. On V's turn, on the new sort of initiative round, he's taken enough of a beating, sitting on top of this dragon, and the dragon's taken enough of a beating too. So, with this great sort of push, he releases himself or disengages from the fight, curls in this sort of very, very elegant sort of like spin, and whoosh, flies down, flying straight towards this memorial place. Flying straight towards this sort of memorial. Nyla, after taking a second to pat herself up, she follows. And you guys head over to the memorial, unless there was anything you wanted to do on Nyla's back. Otherwise, or if there was anything you wanted to talk to Nyla about, otherwise.
No, I don't think now's the time, really, is it?
Yeah, now's not really the time. So I'm going to move you guys over to, let me just check that is all ready and done. Yeah, I'm going to move you guys over to this map here. If you could all place yourselves down the very, very bottom of the map. I
can't actually see anything.
Very, very
There's
bottom.
a tiny bit at the bottom.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Yeah, got you.
I really need to... I don't know how to scale these down.
Shall I put another Mazzy in to be Daviak?
No,
Or
I've
you
got a
got
token. I've got a token for Daviak. Don't you worry. Let me just stick Gylndan back on land and not in midair. Get a Daviak token.
Well, we're tiny.
Well, that's not going to get.
I mean, he's been in the wars. Big cut across his face and the burn.
Yeah.
Alright, so remember, Mazzy's on with the red ring.
I'm not
Mazzy's
ready.
the one without burnt face.
I mean, I
Mazzy Pitch is also
see the
zoomed
detail
out.
map, but I cannot.
Well,
Mazzy's pitch is more zoomed out.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Mazzy's got a third of a body. Dabiak's just the head.
Yeah, just a floating head.
You guys land. Let's say for the time being you are out of initiative. You see V with this sort of... You can see him in the darkness of the night with this sort of flaming arm land down where you guys did and go off into this room. You can see ahead of you this like big set of double doors. Except Dazra flies sort of off into the distance. Nyla kind of swoops you down and says, I'll take care of Dazra, don't you worry. Flutters off and like with a big swoop after letting you guys off, she kind of follows Dazra and you can hear the roars and the sort of like fiery breath and the thunderous breath of a blue dragon, because that's what a blue dragon's breath weapon is. It's thunder. So you can hear all that going on. What would you guys like to do?
Push on B.
Yeah, can you just confirm where we are? Because it doesn't look like we're in a forest where I thought we'd land.
You are not in a forest. You are at the entrance to this sort of war memorial, they called it.
Oh yeah, that was it. Sorry, you did say.
Are there any orcs around, or was it just V that headed in there?
It was just V that headed in there. It seemed.
Well, I think we give chase and put an end to this thing.
Yeah.
Without the risk of probably a trap, let's go.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Should we heal Mazzy?
Oh yes, please.
I've got some potions if you want it.
I'd much
You guys have picked up some
the taste of
potions.
potion.
Do you have any potions left, Mazzy?
I don't have any healing potions. I had compound V.
I'll give you two healing potions.
Thank you.
So 1 potion is 2d4 plus 4.
Yeah, I'll use one, so I'll just...
So just roll me 2d4 and add 4 to it.
No, I'm putting potion... Oh, can't... I'm typing on my computer here, and not on not my map. Right. Right, where... 2d4, yeah?
Yep, 2d4.
That's better.
That's much better. Add 4. That's 12 hit points. That's 12 hit points back.
Thank you very much.
Nicely done.
Then you got a second if you want to drink it. But
Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Thank you.
cool.
And you guys can enter?
Yeah.
You enter the room. And inside this room, lit with these purple sort of sconces, stands V. These sconces that illuminate the sort of like purple light. He stands there with his sword, sort of with his like flaming arm up, flaming hand up. Seeing as it's still his go, he's gonna sort of monologue for a second. He's just gonna stand there looking at you all like, well, you certainly put up quite a fight there, didn't you? God, to think I underestimated you all the first time I saw you.
When was this?
Don't tell me I was that unmemorable.
I
was always told
fucking
he just-
buttons. I'm gonna lose my.
I was
fucking
always
shit.
told by the acting guilds of the capital, as long as you put on a stupid accent and give yourself a stupid name, people wouldn't question otherwise.
Oh my god.
Or have you all forgotten about Jeremy Buttons?
What
And
a joke.
places his hand to his mask and unveils the face of Jeremy Buttons, or the man you once knew as Jeremy Buttons. He says, "Let me formally introduce myself then. My name is Vinicius Red Dragon."
Wow.
Bum, bum.
Why do anyone thinks he's become slightly less threatening because he is Jeremy Buttons? Not really scared of him anymore. I'm guessing some sort of relationship, Alder.
Well, did the gnome not tell you Alder had a son? A son he abandoned to the street when he took all of his fucking money up here to take care of these pests.
Now you mention it, I think I did say something like that, yeah.
Listen, pal, I'll have none of that racism, alright?
Should have known you'd all fallen with these lot. And Daviak, oh, how I am disappointed with you. And Daviak just sort of like raises his bow, like ready to fire at him at like any second. It's like tells him to shut up. Sort of looks at you and like, well, yes, old grandpa, yes, was older Red Dragon, abandoning my family, leaving us all without money.
That's maths there.
I thought he was his son.
Oh no, not son, grandpa, not son.
How old are you?
He will explain in due time. Old grandpa was older Red Dragon, of course, and he left my father to rot on the streets when he took all of his money. And his own wife, goddammit. Took all their money, left them on the street, out of the manor they lived in. Oh, my grandma got sick. His own wife got sick. He didn't give them money to pay for any medicine. No. He let her die in the streets that day. My father made a meager wage, but on his deathbed, when he came afflicted with the same illness, well, he died too. 2 deaths that could have been saved with the money that Red Dragon used on whatever the fuck this is. some sort of beast sanctuary, some petting zoo. I swear to God, I vowed the day my father died to never let anything like that happen to my family again. And no one, not even you thieves stealing the fucking daggers from underneath me, will stand in my goddamn way. I'm giving you one chance. Side with me. Pick the right side. And we can go about this easily. You can join me. Hell, we could claim all of Ambyr if we wanted to. What are they going to do against a fucking dragon? And the money that we will have.
Grip my staff and
Just going to pull out a bow.
yeah,
pull out an arrow.
I think if we all sort of prep our weapons and we'll just say we're the guardians now.
We're the guardians.
Oh.
Tingles.
I'm going to take a step forwards.
Well,
Sorry.
And
Doc's
another
gonna take. Oh, take that.
And how much time has passed, Ben, since we came off the dragon? Like a couple of minutes?
yeah, like a couple of minutes maybe.
And another one. And he's going to let the lights around him just sort of dim a little bit. And then suddenly they're going to flare up again. And he's going to fucking hit him with Spirit Guardians because they're still fucking going on.
All right, hit him with Spirit Guardians. We'll after this thing, we'll go back to the thing of initiative. Roll for Spirit Guardians. I'm going to roll for his Dex save, which is plus that.
Wisdom save.
His Dex is plus.
Oramis, you've thrown a rock.
I went on to Preetly's character sheet.
I was thinking about doing the same thing.
He passes the Dex save, but that is still a hefty six damage.
6 spirit damage. Aha.
When someone gets a chance, just lean out the door and shout rock throw. And, oh, and then they'll come along.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we'll roll with that straight back into initiative.
So
Actually, wait.
Again.
No, I'm going to go with the same initiative that we had last time for just ease of thing.
Giggity goo.
With V's turn, Doc. V, you hit him with Spirit Guardians. What does your Spirit Guardians look like? What can you imagine it sort of looks like?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really decided on like a form for them. I guess maybe just like they're just like little like glowing arrowheads, sort of various different hues. You know, greens, blues, reds, yellows, that sort of thing. So it's sort of like this rainbow maelstrom around me, and sort of as I'm walking, I just sort of let the power dim while focusing on it, and then as I get in range, I like fully focus on it to bring it to flare up and hit him. So that's when he takes the initial hit. So it looks like I'm coming to join him, and then surprise, bitch! Spirit Guardians.
Fair enough. So V gets hit by all these different arrows, and he just like smirks. He places the mask back onto his face with a flare of his arm. He steps back. This sort of mist appears, and he steps back, and he disappears for a moment, completely gone.
He stepped.
When suddenly he appears here. That's advantage.
Why?
Because that's surprise.
He's behind you.
He's behind you, and he's sort of like you were facing that way. He stepped back and teleported to like behind you with Misty Step.
I dislike this.
So I would argue that is advantage. That is that first attack is a 24.
Would you say he started his turn within 15 feet of me, Ben?
I would say yes, he started his turn within 15 feet of me.
He has to take another hit from Spirit Guardians then.
Okie dokie, roll me some Spirit Guardians.
21.
That is, yeah.
He has to make a save then.
Yes, he does. His wisdom is, what was his wisdom saving throws? Plus 4 is 14 on his wisdom saving
That's
throw.
a fail. He's going to take the full 21 there.
He is going to take the full 21 there. God damn, that is, yeah, fucking hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as he, so I guess at the start of his turn, then before he even Misty steps, he just gets pounded by these arrows again. This time, much worse. Oh, so much worse. Getting absolutely slapped by all these like ethereal arrows. Before he then steps back into this mist, comes up behind you, hits you with that, which was a 24 roll.
Yeah,
A
24 to hit. It does hit me.
yeah, and that will be 5. So that'll be 11 damage
That's okay.
on the first hit.
Hold on, I just need to make a Constitution saving throw for Spirit Guardians. That's a pass, because that's a 10.
Is 10 pass? Really?
It's 10 or half damage.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
Yeah, so if he deals like 30 damage, then the save becomes 15. But otherwise, it's 10 or half damage, whichever's higher.
That's fair enough.
Constitution saving
Funnily enough, he is going to hit you again, though. 14 plus 5, 19.
throws. That'll do it.
Just hits.
That hits me.
That's only 6 damage.
Alright, that's that. And then another Constitution saving throw. That's a 3. Spirit Guardians is gone.
That is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate.
And that will be V's go.
Fairly productive for him.
Fairly productive. Hold on. Productive for Dokrumir. He did 21 points of damage on V's go.
He actually hit things though.
True. Next up is going to be Oramis.
So, just a quick question.
Yeah.
After what JJ shared in the chat, I'm slightly unclear. Can I use Vicious Mockery as a bonus action because it's a cantrip and not a spell?
No. If you have a spell that is a bonus action, you can use that as a bonus action and then a cantrip. However, Vicious Mockery takes 1 action to do.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
When you look at the description of the spell, Luke, it should say casting time, 1 action, or casting time, 1 bonus action, or it'll be like 10 minutes or whatever. So
Right.
most
Fair
spells
enough.
are 1 action.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to walk up behind the big boy
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to sneak attack because 5 feet.
Yep.
And
Roll with advantage because you're flanking.
yep. And I'm going to hit him with my Shadow Blade.
Go for it. Shut down. With advantage hits, yep. Roll me some damage.
Oh boy.
Fuck, that's a big hit. That is a big ol' hit. That's max damage on nearly everything.
And then it's
add
with
sneak
it's
attack,
D6.
1d6.
That's a 5.
That is a 5. Yeah. Fucking hell, alright.
Productive.
Next up, Gylndan.
I'm gonna fireball. No.
Duck is not dead.
I don't think that's going to be that useful, so I'm going to cast a level 3 magic missile, which is 5 missiles.
Ooh, big boy.
Level 3 magic missile, alright, 5 missiles.
Good.
You fire your magic missiles, roll me some damage.
So I'm going to roll. I don't like that you said that.
Shouldn't
1, 2, 3.
Your magic missiles, flutter into existence. They spin all around, lighting up the room. They fly towards him, and as they do, V looks back at you. He raises his fiery hand, and this sort of semi-transparent orange wall like a shield emerges in front of him. Your 5 magic missiles plunge into this shield, just dispersing into nothing but mist.
Right, that's all I've got. It's been a pleasure, lad.
It's a bit useless anyway.
I was getting it. How dare he? How very dare he?
Well, Daviak did share some secrets from your last encounter. Magic missile? How trivial.
Oh, fucking man.
Oh, mate, right.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
My day.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, Sam? Remember, he does only have a certain amount of spell slots. So
do I.
yes.
That's the level 3 one just burned.
I don't want to get too close to him because I'm a bit worried that he'll do some. If we all get really close on him, then he'll do some area damage and we'll be screwed. Also, I don't get advantage, so I think I'll just come over here. That'll be it.
Okay, sweet. Next up, it is Mazzy.
There we go.
Yo, Tokyo.
If I move here, am I still getting the flank?
No, you're not.
Is there a way that I can move that isn't on top of Oramis?
No.
That sucks. Well, I'm
Just hit him with your longbow.
Yeah, I'm just going to go here anyway.
Many arrows.
I do have a lot of arrows. That's a good point. Well, I'll get a better angle. I'll go over here. And Hunter's Mark is still active because
Hunter's Mark is still active. So yeah, roll to hit. That doesn't hit. Neither does that.
What do you?
Oh no, I jinxed him.
Matt, get your dice out and
Earlier
start
on.
using them instead.
If you wanted
Probably be
to,
worse.
I would trust you completely.
Oh, nat 20.
Anything else, Mazzy?
No.
Cool. Next up, we go to Doc. Hi, Doc.
Hi, Ben.
He pulls an apple out in front of you.
Is that God?
You get it?
Yes, I get it. Is that God? I'm a caster to level 2 cure wounds on myself.
Cool. Level 2 cure wounds on yourself.
Oh, that's 2 plus 7.
That's 9.
But I also get 2
Damage.
because I'm a magic doctor, which brings it to 11. Hey, I've now got Gylndan's max XP.
Hey. Next up, if that's everything, Doc.
Do I risk? Yeah, that'll do for now.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. Next up, we've got Daviak and Angus. Daviak is going to move over to here to get a better line of sight, and he's going to fire upon the bastard.
I should have done that, never mind.
That one doesn't hit. That one does hit. Roll d8. That's 1 plus 5. That means he takes 6 damage. You kind of see Daviak kind of take a step forward, angling around Oramis, sort of leaning back into the wall, pulls back this longbow, fires into the sort of like shoulder plate. It does like stick right in, probably doesn't like go all the way through, which is why it's only 6. But it does like jolt him back a little bit, making him angry. He's an angry man. And Angus from here will fire his crossbow again, because Angus was told to stay back. That hits.
Angus is better than Mazzy.
That's
I felt sorry for Angus. I thought
Angus
I'd give him his time to shine.
that's 2 damage. Angus is doing fine. V's turn once again. Noticing he's being somewhat ambushed. What would he do here? What would he do? How much is...
Surrender, that's what he'd do.
Probably missed his step.
No, actually, from this position he's in here, he is going to use level 1 Burning Hands. Doc and Gylndan, can you guys make some dexterity saving throws, please?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
Yeah, let me just find it.
An 8.
3.
Baby.
Sam, did you roll highly
Saving throw, his
when you woke
thing
up this
is
morning?
14.
Did you roll highly in those 3 rolls that you woke up with?
I've rolled in one. I've already used it for a deck save. The other one would not be of any use to me.
Right, fair enough.
The both of you fail.
Oh boy.
Thought we might.
2, 4. You take 6 damage.
Oh,
Ah,
fine.
That's slightly disappointing. As so you kind of see V with his sword sort of still in hand, looks out towards you. The cone of fire that spreads about 15 feet, sort of floods over you two, and he turns around to have one more thing to do, which will be attack Oramis.
Alright, cheers.
That definitely hits. Oh my god.
Does it?
That does definitely hit. That was a 19 on the natural roll, and it was +5, so I'm going to guess it hits. 5 plus
Oramis
5,
does a
10.
24 hit.
Oramis, you take 10 points of damage, but half uncanny dodge, so 5.
I mean, that's assuming he uses his uncanny dodge.
That is assuming,
Just
yeah,
assume
you
I
use your...
automatically.
Just assume he automatically does.
Certainly in this fight, I think I'll be using it.
I mean, yeah, it's good when there's
And then
only
with his
one
movement-
enemy.
And then with his movement, noticing that you've dodged slightly out of his way, and noticing you not particularly, how should we say, not particularly ready to make an attack on him should he move, he's going to move here.
But Doc gets an attack.
Doc
No,
doesn't get an attack
he's
because he's
not
still
left.
within his, he hasn't left his range. He
range.
hasn't left his
Oh, I see.
thingy range.
Yeah.
And that'll be it from V. We go back to the top of the table. Oramis, you're up.
Bippity. Boppity. Boo.
Quite good use of movement from V.
Shadowblade with advantage.
Shadowblade with advantage.
Dun, dun,
That definitely hits. Roll me some damage. Roll me some damage.
Dun, 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 dun.
Add sneak attack.
I love the cut out there, man.
As soon as I saw that.
Yeah, fucking hell, yeah. You sort of engage in this short duel with V, but you manage to cut quite deeply underneath his sort of armpit. He does like scowl, like scowls, even stares at you, before then looking back towards Dokrumir, ready for what he might throw at him later on, as he is the next closest one in the fray. Next up, it's Gylndan. If that's everything, Oramis, by the way.
Yeah. There's nowhere to hide.
I hide.
Just
hold the sword up in front of it.
no, that is it.
Cool. Gylndan, you're up.
If I cast invisibility, if I then attack him later, would I get surprise attack?
Yes, you would.
I'm getting invisible. I'll just disappear because why not?
Poof.
You just disappear. Let's
we'll
put
go
like a
here.
little symbol. Let's put like a little symbol like that. You're disappeared. You're hidden. You're masked by invisibility, and you're going to run into the corner.
Yeah,
Very
'cause I
nice.
can't attack until later. So
Very nice.
I do love the fact that we're all sort of just backing our way into all the corners right now. Up and two of you just going full on attack.
Doc and I, we're the only ones that are facing up the challenge.
Yeah, the only two without any real range
Hey,
weapons.
Glyndon lost half his hit points when he took 6 damage.
That is very, very true. Mazzy.
If this doesn't work, I'm running in with a double sword. Oh, fuck's sake.
That unfortunately doesn't hit.
Right, as my second attack, I'll just do the same. But if this, after this, I'm not using this anymore.
What
This
is
useless.
it today, man? The man we were counting on to roll above 20 every single freaking time.
I'm running in with the blades.
Dice.
This
Ben's
is just
accounting for
say
these-
not your
these,
friend.
Like nat 20s that you're guaranteed to roll, Matt. He's made it extra
No, no.
hard.
Honestly,
I do
this
like a challenge.
That's kind of shocking. You rolled a 7 nearly 3 times in a row.
7 3 times in a row, and then a 2.
Yeah. Any movement, Mazzy, or bonus
So
actions?
proud of myself. Nah, because I can get to him in one movement anyway. So when I need to attack, I'll attack.
Cool. Doc,
Alright, I'm gonna touch him.
you're gonna
Oh, yeah.
touch him.
Yeah.
Oh, this session got. No, this session didn't get weird because Luke wanted to flow with the dragon.
I'm gonna touch him.
Excuse me. Remember what Sam said.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds. At level
Cast
2.
inflict wounds. Does he need to make any sort of save or anything?
No, I have to make a spell attack.
You have to make a spell attack. 18 definitely hits. Roll damage.
Although I technically have I'm gonna roll again because I should have advantage, so I might get a crit.
Yeah, do it.
Ah, it's not a crit.
Yeah, go for it.
That's at level 2. That's 21 necrotic damage.
21 necrotic damage. Fucking hell. Yeah, he's not looking happy. He is most definitely not looking happy by now. Jesus Christ, you guys have dealt a little bit of damage to him. Is that all, Doc?
I'm going
Hold on.
to say yes for now.
Cool. It's Angus's go. Angus is going to take a shot. We're going to go 13 plus nothing. That misses. That's pretty much all Angus is going to do. He's going to cower behind Mazzy. Daviak is going to take his 2 shots. 8 plus nothing. Yep, no. And 5. Daviak has similar luck to his brother. They're both of them firing sort of into the fray with their attacks.
Clearly
But
we're not
Daviak
good
will
in
use the rest of his movement to
confined
move
spaces.
up to here, ready for some, to do something useful, potentially. As he fires off these 2 shots, puts his bow on his back, and you see him sprinting up, readying to unsheath his sword. He hasn't quite unsheathed it yet, but he's going to. And we're back up to V. At this point, after taking so much fucking damage, V is, Yeah, V's not looking particularly happy. He is going to Misty Step. You see his arm flare up again. He like clenches his fist, steps backwards into this sort of puff of cloudy, fiery smoke, and he disappears. From all of you.
I think I know where he's going. Oh, okay. Maybe not.
As actually, no, you would be able to. Yeah, yeah, Daviak would definitely see him from there. So Daviak would probably shout something along the lines of, "Shit, he's gone into the other room." So he's ran off into this other room, which is like open. I don't know why I've got it. Don't know why I've got it sort of thinged. It is open, and you can see sort of inside this room. As you, if you were to look inside of it, has a sort of pool in the middle. This sort of like large bowl. It doesn't have any water in it right now, but it is this sort of large bowl that you can assume would have some kind of holy water-esque type thing. On this wall here, there is like this large engraving of Pelor with a dragon. Like it's the sort of symbol, the symbolic Pelor father figure type thing, placing his hands on a dragon. Mountains in the background. There's very lush sort of scenery, and this is a sort of altar that stands about 3 feet, like just like a regular stone sort of plinth or stone sort of table. And V will move himself up here to about here.
Ben, I just checked it. That inflict wounds has rolled. I think I must have misclicked it. It's rolled level 3, not level 2, so it should only be 14 damage.
Okay, I will take. How much did you say? You said it rolled 21.
21, yeah.
I will take. Takes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Take off the extra one. So that's actually that amount. Yeah. So V is back here. He's going to move. Oh, can you see? What's the range on that? What is the range on that? That is range 120 feet. So let's see if he can actually hit that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He's going to cast Firebolt at you, Luke.
How is he hitting me?
No, he's not, because you did Misty Step on his turn, so he can't. Yes, he can. It's a cantrip. Never mind. Yes, he's going to hit you, Luke, and yes, you can probably see him as Daviak shouts where he's gone. You could see where he sort of appeared back into. He needs to roll to hit first. That's 14 plus 2 charisma. That's 16.
That hits.
That hits. That's 3. That's 6 damage, please, Luke. You can half that with Uncanny Dodge if you wish.
Yeah, I'll half that.
Cool. And he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up here. He looks as if he's running away. He does very, very much look as if he was running away. You guys made a considerable dent into him. He probably underestimated you guys crowding around him. You could probably see like trickles of blood coming from underneath the mask as you were all like peppering him with different swarms of attacks. What would you guys like to... so it's Oramis's go.
I'm going to chase after him.
Okie dokie.
15, 20, 25, 30... Bye. And with a dash, is that another 30, yeah?
That is another 30, yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
You better not miss. Oh, yes.
That was worth it. Roll me some damage. 7 slashing. Unfortunately, you cannot add sneak attack.
Dash as well. It's like in the
Is that-
beginning of the Phantom Menace when the two Veronicas appear, and everyone use like for feet, and then they never used it again. So it was barely an inconvenience.
Is that everything, Oramis?
It's probably a bit pointless. I was going to try and persuade him to give himself up.
Give yourself up!
I mean, you can roll persuasion, but I'd probably say, don't. Probably don't bother. He kind of just looks back and give up. This is my life's goddamn work. I'm not going to give up because some fucking Captain Hook told me so.
I'll thank you to remember it's Captain Twat.
Captain Twat. He's going into the nickname. That was another Misty Step, wasn't it? Yeah. Next up is Gylndan.
Gylndan is invisible.
Yeah,
Gylndan is invisible.
Ben, if you allow me to do a diag from that square to the door,
Yeah, of course.
I can get up here. So I'm just going to sit there for the moment.
You're just gonna sit there.
I'll be surprised in a bit.
What? You'll do your surprise in a bit.
I can't. I've dashed, so I can't hit. But I'll give
Right, yeah.
attacks from, and then I might do something myself in a bit.
Fair enough. Next up is Mazzy.
How far can I move again? Sorry, 30.
30 with a dash, you can move 60.
At the top of your character sheet.
Try to close it 1 sec. Speed is 30, yeah. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 only gets me there. And then what was it? Oh, the extra Ben, sorry?
A dash can get you up to 30 again.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, okay, right. I'm going in a different angle so I can actually get a shot him and not hit Oramis. 1, 10, 20, 15, 20, 25, 30 is probably the best I can do.
Okie dokie. And
I'm not even close enough.
Unless you have any bonus
Sorry, what?
actions, that'll be your turn, I believe, because you can make 2
Oh,
attacks,
shit.
but it's 1 overall action.
Okay.
It's like your 2
So if I
attacks
stayed-
counters. Yeah.
If I stayed back here, I could still technically have a shot.
You could, yeah. You could have a shot. Yeah.
Please don't miss
If I roll poorly, would I hit Oramis?
No.
Yes.
Unless you
Oh, good.
rolled a 1, I would say no. You're not going to hit any of your comrades.
I don't think I am going to roll a 1. I'm confident.
Watch him do it. Watch him do it.
It's like that time I threw a knife at Oramis because I rolled a 1.
Asshole.
You did.
You are so lucky you didn't get disadvantage. You have redeemed yourself. Roll damage.
Oh, right. First time. Pow.
Plus Hunter's Mark.
Skadoosh.
Yeah, fucking hell. Ow.
Because that one went so well.
I will do it again.
That just hits, yeah.
Yes. I'm back in the game, lads. Or maybe not. Oh,
Guess who's back?
Yeah, 104.
back again.
Mazzy's back. Tell a friend.
Hello, friend.
Guess who's back? 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 Alright.
Raised a monster is quite apt when it comes to Mazzy.
Doc.
Alright, we're going to have some movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get me up to here. And then I'm going to cast Sacred Flame, which requires a Dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
Dexterity saving throw, DC 15. That's a 13 plus Dexterity. Witch. Why am I looking at an orc shaman? Yes, the +4. No, +6 even. So he does. Roll me some damage anyway. He still takes a bit of damage.
Nope.
Or does he not?
It's a cantrip.
Nope. Alrighty then. He does not take any damage from your Sacred Flame. Is that everything, Doc?
Yes, that is movement and action.
Okie dokie.
Actually, 1 second. I need to get the range of something. I've got to bring out the old Doc special at some point. What's the range on that? 60 feet. Oh, he's getting a friend. Let's put that there. He's getting a friend right next to him, and I'm going to hit him with my friend.
Hit him with your friend. Go for it.
Friend,
Whack-a-noodle.
There it is.
Definitely hits. Roll damage.
8 damage.
8 damage.
The old spiritual weapon had to come out eventually.
Fucking hell.
Who needs to heal when you can whack?
Who does need to heal when you can whack? Yeah, shitting hell. He has taken so much fucking damage. It's actually unreal. In actually that case, I know what he's gonna do for the next thing. Also, it's nearly 10 o'clock, so I know exactly what he's gonna do. Angus can move 25 feet. He's gonna hobble 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's gonna move over to you, Doc. Daviak 2 is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Daviak is going to dash. That'll be Daviak's turn too. And right on time, V will take the disengage action. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And from what you guys can see, V dashes around this corner and runs off into this room back here. You guys can give chase if you wish. We don't need to necessarily do it in initiative. Like, he's just run off. We can all just assume that you guys would run straight into that room.
Looks like we made a group decision.
If you wish, that is. I mean, unless you wanted to stop and heal or anything first.
Oramis does not need to heal.
I think we've got him on advanced ropes. So.
Because he's so far away, can I actually get there in one go, or do I still have to?
Yeah, I'll say for the sake of story progression and the fact that he's like run off into this room, you can just move yourselves. You can just move yourselves up into that room. Like think of it as he's just kind of fucked off, and you've all kind of gone, oh shit, we need to go.
Oh, fuck off with him.
Also, I'll tell you what, you'll use his bonus action to go 30 feet further. Right. With thingy. You all run into this final room. The doors are sort of engraved with this quite ornate stonework. And as you enter, you see, as you walk into the room, you see V on the other side of the room. You will see him.
He's no longer a. Oh, he's there. Right. Okay.
V walks into the other. V walks the other. Kind of steps to the other side of the room. Seeing. Yeah. He pulls out a small vial of something. Takes a quick sip, and looks up. As he looks up, the light is blocked out from the sky. As you see Dazra falling to the ground above you. This room seems like this large sort of circular room that leads out of the sort of mountain and can look up into the ice above. looks up into the ice above. So this isn't necessarily along the proper wall. Like it is sort of around this sort of wall, but there is an area where it's still in the place. If you kind of get what I mean. And in the moonlight, coming from above, flies down Dazra. This golden gilded sort of pattern on his tail. However, another figure flies down with him. On his claws, sort of, what's the fucking word? Kind of run through by his claws. Another draconic figure falls. V lands on the body of Nyla. Blue blood streaking from her neck, body, and all over. This charred sort of look all over her back and sides. With a vicious sort of look, Dazra sort of claws at the corpse of Nyla, bringing up scales and blood and flesh, and walks over. V hops right on the back of Dazra, if he can. Why can't he? That's because I'm in that layer. V hops right on the back of Dazra, points his sword towards you all and says, I gave you a chance. This is the end, assholes. Raises his sword, and his sword sort of glistens with this fiery, glowing thing again. The dragon, Dazra, roars towards you in some demonic sort of manner. You can see Dazra has all these cuts and scars and bruises, this thick blood dripping out of all of them, but he doesn't seem to care. It's not like he's in any sort of control of what he's doing. And as he moves and his tail sort of flaps and waves in the back, you can sort of see this pattern, this tattoo glowing brighter and brighter. His eyes now glowing too. He gives you this sort of demonic, evil look. And that's where we'll end the session.
Cool.
Unless you guys wanted to carry on and finish this thing up.
No.
I want to get the fuck out of here.
Ben,
Yes.
because I'm invisible, could I get
Yes.
quick sneaky attack in?
You could actually get a quick sneaky attack in. Yeah, if you guys want to do like one really quick round of combat while you're here, I'm very happy to do that. For Sam to get his quick sneaky attack in before he forgets it.
Well, why don't we just... Are we at the top of a new round?
Yeah.
Why don't we just remember that Sam's invisible, you've put a little marker on him, and then we'll just do it all.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. All I'd say is I'm sorry if next session is cut slightly, is very, very short. You did a lot more damage to V. You did a lot more damage to V than I thought you would. So
I think that's the story.
next session
Well,
could literally
he's
be
got a dragon, so I think
two rounds
he's
of
kind of
two rounds of
got the
combat.
advantage right now.
Yeah,
Wounded
next session could be quite quick, but a wounded dragon, but a dragon.
A dragon that doesn't feel
Dragons
pain.
after all.
You'll be fine.
I do have to say, you guys did sort of pull it out of a lot of your asses there. JJ in particular was
we always
dealing
do.
some high ass damage, more than I thought really thought he would. Yeah, I mean,
I whipped out the big spells.
you did whip out the old big spells. Yeah, he's definitely looking bloody. You could see him like limping off into the distance. He's on his somewhat last legs. You could probably tell.
Also, just for like next week, Ben, is presumably the body's like right in the middle here.
The body is sort of like underneath where he is now, like around here.
Okay. All right.
YouTube. Same time next week.
Same great time.
Uh,
Same great place.
Same time next week. Yeah.
Amber.
Mhm.
D&D.
Ambyr D&D.
Man, I hope those.
Yeah, fucking hell, you guys kind of wailed on that game.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the. What was it that he said? When Albaz was talking about the paycheck of being a guardian, that better be fucking worth it.
Well, see, Oramis wants to buy himself a boat so he can actually be Captain Twat for real.
I was hoping we would finish up the combat there so that I could then potentially talk about that. Were you two obviously likely to survive, and depending on the money you get, but I can talk to you about that next week.
We'll cover all of that next week.
We will cover